So in today's lecture we will discuss about the structure modeling of 2 to 1 multiplexer. So we will write the structure model of 2 to 1 multiplexer. Then we will write the test bench for that model, and then I will demonstrate you the software, how to simulate this. So this is the structure of 2 to 1 multiplexer. So basically a 2 to 1 multiplexer, uh, this will have these two inputs. I call it as A0 and A1, and there is one select line S, and there is one output Z. Z is the output, select is the input. So here, if this select line is 0, then to the output the value of input A0 will be transferred, and if S is equal to 1, then in that case to Z we will transfer the value of A1, right? Whatever is the value of A1, whether it is 0 or 1, that will be transferred to the output. So in this way this multiplexer will work. An internal diagram of this multiplexer is shown here. So if you see the internal diagram, then uh, since it is a 2 to 1 multiplexer, so there will be two AND gates. So there is two AND gates, G2 and G3. Now output of both the AND gates is connected to OR gate, and whatever is the output of OR gate, that is our final output. Now there is a select line S. This line, this value S will be passed through one inverter, right? So here we will get S bar, right? Invert of S we will get, and now you just see gate number G2. In gate number G2 we have connected one of the input A0. In gate number G3 we have connected second input A1, right? So inputs we have connected to these gates G2 and G3. Now whatever is the output of NOT gate, that we have connected to G2 gate, and the value of and S, true value of S, is connected to G3 gate, right? So with this what will happen, if the value of S is 0, then this 0 will be connected to G3 gate. Here you will get 0, right? So if any one input of G3 gate is 0, so finally G3 gate will generate 0 output. So this OR gate is having 0. Now it depends upon this input of the OR gate, right? So this, if this input is 0, then output will be 0. If this input is 1, then output will be 1. So basically now gate OR gate will be driven by output of the G2. Now see how we have connected G2. In G2 we have connected S bar. So if S is 0, then this inverter will invert this 0, and here you will get 1. So G2, one of the input of the G2 gate will be 1. Now if the value of this A0 is 0. So this G2 gate will get 0 here. Output of this gate is 0. This 0. So this 0 will be transferred to the output Z. This means if our input is 0, this 0 is transferred to the output. And if our input A0 is 1, then what will happen? G2 gate, this input will receive 1. So output of this G2 gate will be this one, right? And this one will be transferred to the output. So if the value of S is 0, then whatever is the value of A0, it is transferred to the output. Now you take the other condition. If the value of S is 1, so if this is the case, then output of this inverter will be 0. This 0 is connected to this G2 gate, so finally this G2 gate output will generate 0 here. Now this S is connected to G3 here, so here you will get 1, right? Now if the value of A1 is 0, right? Now see, you just see A0, whether A0 is 0 or A0 is 1, output of G2 will not affected by A0, it will give always 0. But in G3 gate, now you see, if the input is 0, so this gate will receive 0 here, output of G3 gate is 0, and output of G4 gate is 0. This means this input 0 is transferred to the output. If at the input we have 1, then what will happen? This is 1. Here now you have 1. So output of, now input of this AND gate is 1, and here also 1. So output of this AND gate will generate 1. So this OR gate, one input is 0 and another input is now 1. So what is the output? Output will be 1. This means A1 value is transferred to the output, right? So in this way, if the value of S is 1, then whatever is, okay, if the value of S is 1, in that case whatever is in A1, it is transferred to Z. If the value of S is 0, so this is the case when S is 1. If S is 0, in that case the whatever is the value of A0, it is transferred to output Z. So this will be the case when S is 0. So in this way this multiplexer is working. It is selecting out of 2 inputs and it is transmitting that to the output. So that's why it is 2:1 multiplexer. So this code we have to write. So how this circuit is connected with the outside world? It is connected with the outside world by these 3 ports, S, A0 and A1, right? And with output Z. So these has to be declared as output or input port. And the intermediate wires, see here, if you find any intermediate wire which is not directly connected to the input or output ports, those are to be declared as wires. Now you see this wire as this here, this wire, right? So this wire is an intermediate wire. It is neither connected to input port nor directly connected to the output port. So this wire has to be declared as, this intermediate wire has to be declared as wire, right? And same way you see here this wire, output of AND gate which is connected to this OR gate, this, and you see this output of G3 gate which is connected to OR gate. So these are also intermediate wires which are not directly connected with either input port or output port. So they should also be declared as wires, right? So this is the code for Verilog code for the structure model of this multiplexer module and module. I have given the name to this Verilog module as mux underscore 2 underscore 1, and the ports are A, S, Z. Okay. So here I have written A0, A1. I have created the vector, but when we are declaring it as a port at this place, then simply I have declared it as A, right? A, S and Z. Now I will declare the input port. For that, keyword input. Now within bracket 0:1 and bracket close, these are square bracket, then A. So this means now here with this statement I am creating a vector, two bit vector, and these vectors are A square 0, this is one element, another is A 1, this is another element. So now these two elements has been created in this statement, and these are input port, right? So now here A0 and A1 are created now. Now with the second statement, input S. Now this S is also declared as input port. Then the third statement, out Z. So this Z is declared as output port. So we have declared these. Now, as I already told you, if there is intermediate wires which are not directly connected to input or output ports, they should also be declared as wires. So now see here, wire S bar. So I am declaring this wire, this intermediate wire, as S bar. I have given its name S bar, comma T1, comma T2. So this wire name I have given T1 and this wire's name I have given T2. Okay. After this I will do the instantiation. So in instantiation statement number 1, instantiation statement number 2, statement number 3 and statement number 4. Since in total there are 4 gates, G1, G2, G3, G4. These are the labels of these gates. I have given some name to these gates. So there are 4 instantiation statement. First instantiation statement is for NOT gate. It's for this gate. So I have used the keyword NOT, which is a predefined NOT gate. I have given the label name G1. Then within bracket, first you write the output, then you write the input. So output of this G1 gate is S bar, this wire. So this I have declared as wire. So here I have written S bar, comma S. S is the input. Now you come to the second statement. Second statement is for AND gate instantiation, and the label of my gate is G2. This means for this G2, I am doing the instantiation now. First I have to write output. What is the output of this AND gate? Output is T1. So here this is T1, comma, then we have to write the input. One input is A square bracket 0, another input is S bar. So same thing I have written A within bracket 0 S bar. Now you come to the third instantiation statement. Again this is for the AND gate. Label is G3, means this gate. So and G3 is the label within bracket output. T2 is the output of this AND gate. So we have written here T2. Then inputs are A within bracket 1, and second input is, you see here, second input is this. It is connected to S. So S. Now come to fourth instantiation statement. This is the instantiation of OR gate. So this is the OR gate. The label of this gate I have given G4. First we will write the output. Output of this OR gate is Z, and then we will write the input. Inputs are T1 and T2, which are declared as wire here. Then AND module. So this is the uh, Verilog module of structure model of 2 to 1 multiplexer. Now we will see the test bench, how to write the test bench of this. So this is the code and this is the structure. Now here my unit under test is this code, because we are going to test this code with the various input signals which I will apply through the test bench, right? Okay, so what are the input and output ports that I will mention here? A0, A1 and S, these are the input ports, and Z, these are the output ports, right? Now this is my test bench. Okay, so now in the test bench, A0, through A0 I will send the signals, right? I will send the signals to the unit under test, and so name I have given A0. So you can give the same name, whatever the name given to the original unit under test, same port's name also you can use in the test bench. In previous lectures, if you remember, we have given name like this: A underscore TV. This is the name of the test bench port, and this I interface with the unit under test port A, like this. So if you want, you can give same name. So here I have given the same name. Okay, so the port pin of test bench A0 is linked with, instantiated with A0 of the unit under test. A1 of the test bench is also instantiated with A1 of the unit under test. S of the test bench is instantiated with the S of the unit under test. And Z of the unit under test is instantiated with the Z of the test bench, right? So basically these A0, A1 and S of the test bench, they are basically the outputs, right? They will generate the output signals, and these output signals are received by the ports of input ports of unit under test. Once they receive these signals, then depending upon the Verilog code, the processing will be done and the result will be generated. So here this result, this Z is the output port of the unit under test, and this output port will send the result to the port of test bench, which is your input port, because it is receiving, right? It is receiving the values from the output port of unit under test. So in this way, so in this example, I have not changed the names of the test bench ports. Name is same, right? So now I will write the test bench. So this is the test bench. So module and module. Name to this test bench I have given test bench only. Then as I already told you, the input ports of the unit under test is interfaced with some ports of the test bench. So you have to declare these ports of the test bench as rig type, as rig type, right? And the port of the unit under test, output port of the unit under test, is interfaced with one port of the test bench. So that test bench port should be declared as wire. It should be declared as wire. So see here now, rig 0:1A. So I have declared these as rig 0:1A. Then rig S. So this also we have declared rig. Then wire Z. So this is declared as wire. Then this is the instantiation statement of unit under test. So the name of the unit under test, you write first mux underscore 2 underscore 1, this name. Then UUT, unit under test, within bracket. Here we are doing the instantiation. Right, this is the port of UUT, UUT, and inside this whatever you have written, this is for test bench. Since here we have used the same name, so there is no problem, directly we can write the same name inside the bracket, right? So dot a, this dot a is instantiated with dot a. This means dot a means a0 and a1, so these are instantiated with a0 and a1. Then comma dot s, so this s is instantiated with this s. Then comma dot z within bracket z, this means this z is instantiated with this z. So we have done this instantiation. Then we will write the initial keyword, and inside the initial keyword we will write the statements. Since there are more than one statements, that's why we have used the begin and end, right? So here $monitor, with this directive we will print the waveform over the simulation window. $time, this directive will track the current simulation time. Then inside double quote we will mention what type of variables are these. So A0 is bit type, right? Percentage B means bit type. A1 is also bit type. S is also bit type. Z is also bit type. So this we have to write in double quote. Then comma, then name of the variable A0, A1, S, Z, and terminate this line with semicolon. So now whenever there is the event on A0, A1 and S, whenever these values will change, right, then due to this monitor directive, due to that change, those waveforms will be printed, right? So whenever there is change, those waveforms will be printed. Okay, so #5, when the simulation will start, after 5 unit time of that, the values of A will be, so here how I assigned, you see here A is equal to 2 tick B 0 1. The meaning of this is, this 2 indicates there are 2 numbers. B indicate bits, so there are 2 numbers of bits, so there will be 2 bits. And what are the values of those bits? 0 and 1 are the values of those bits, right? So how we declared A? We declared A as 0 to 1. So with this what will happen? This 0 will be assigned to 0 input 0 A input A0, and this one is assigned to input A1, right, in this way. And comma, so at the same time I am assigning the value S to 0, right, 0 value I am assigning to S. So with this what will happen? S is 0. So if S is 0, then the value of A0 will be transferred to Z. So in Z you will get 0. Now after this statement 1, statement 2 means after 5 unit time of statement 1, I have changed the values of S value I have changed. A I kept constant, right? A is equal to 2 tick B01. There is no change in A, but S I have changed. Due to change in S, since S is 1, so at 10 unit time, the value of A1, this is the A1, this will be transferred to Z. So Z will have 1, right? So this will take place at 5 unit time, this will take place at 10 unit time, right? So in this way I have given the various values, and in the last hash $5 finish. So it will stop the simulation. So now I will demonstrate you. Yes, I will demonstrate you. So right, I will copy this code first. Okay. Okay, I will remove these. Right, I will create new source file. Verilog module name is mux underscore 2 underscore 1. Next, next. And here I will paste the same code. Okay. So I will check whether this code is okay. Behavioral check syntax. Okay, this is okay. Now I will attach the test bench with this code. So test bench, I will copy this test bench code. So for the test bench, again I will open new source file. Now I will select Verilog test fixer, and here I will write the name test bench. Okay. And here I will paste this code. Save this. So see here now test bench has been linked with this. This is a UUT. Mux underscore 2 underscore 1 is the UUT. I will test the syntax of the test bench. Okay, this is also okay. Now I will run the test bench, simulate. So now in this waveform you will find if S is 0, then A0 value will be transferred to Z, and if S is 1, then A1 value will be transferred to Z. Okay, here you see. So first one is Z, then here you see A0, A1 and S. So at this time of the simulation S is 0. So A0 is 0. This is at the output Z. We will see some other condition. Okay, now S is 1. So if S is 1, then A1 is also 1 here. This is at the output Z. Okay, we will see some other condition. Now at this point let us see S is 0. S0 means A0. A0 is 1. So now output is 1. We'll see some other condition. Now here S is 1. S is 1. So A0 is 0. See here A0 is 0. So output is 0. So in this way it is working fine, and it is working as per this 2:1 multiplexer. Now I will synthesize this and I will show you these technology schematic and RTL schematic. in RTL schematic you will find that how we have done the interfacing, means how we have done the interconnecting of the components. Exactly you will find in the same way, you will see that, right? You see this is OR gate. Output, one output of the AND gate is connected here, second output of the AND gate is connected here. Now you see this is S signal. Yes, this is A naught, this is A naught here, right? Right. So this S is coming here through this bubble, right? So this means it is inverted here. So in this way you can see this RTL. And if you see the technology schematic, then in terms of the lookup table, how this circuit is implemented, that will be shown here. See this is one lookup table. In this lookup table, this logic is implemented, right? This is our logic. XOR gate, OR gate is here, AND gate, two AND gates, one inverter. This is connected with one S input. So in this way you can find this technology schematic. Okay.